Hey, and welcome to the Ambitious Bookkeeper Podcast. I'm Serena Shoup. I am a CPA and mom of three, and I'm running a virtual bookkeeping business mostly from my home. You're in the right place if you're a bookkeeper, accountant, or an accounting student, and you know that your purpose is bigger than sitting in a cubicle. If you're ready to learn some actionable tips and strategies to help you start and grow a bookkeeping or accounting business, I hope you stick around. Today I'm going to talk about goal setting. And this is goal setting in the context of your business, not necessarily other goals in your life, although you can follow sort of the same thing. So if you're not typically a goal setter, I do want you to go ahead and just still listen to this. I know not everybody likes to set goals, and a lot of that comes from the fear of maybe not hitting them and then feeling like you need to give up. So I just want to encourage you to set the goal, but sort of detach yourself from the outcome of it. So I talk about doing this in sales calls, but it applies to goal setting as well. I know you want a certain outcome, but you've got to, at some point, kind of like be okay with not hitting it and still recognizing that you got close. So some companies like Google, they actually set super duper lofty goals and they don't expect to hit them, but because they set these really audacious goals, they get close to hitting them, or they get, way past where they would have gotten if they set a quote unquote achievable goal. So a lot of the goal setting that you learn maybe in the corporate world or in your business degree talks about SMART goals. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you a lesson on SMART goals, but just for your reference, in case you haven't ever come across this, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. And one of those is the A, which is attainable, and that I have to kind of disagree with. However, when I set goals, I typically set tiered goals. So I set 2 or 3 different tiers of goals. I have my really high goal, I have my middle goal, and then I have the minimum that I'm not willing to go below. So that minimum goal really is like, that I know is attainable, but we're really going to shoot for that pie in the sky goal. So that is kind of my framework for goal setting. And I want to get into some other things that I go through when helping my clients and my students set goals. And so I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Typically, most goals should have a way to measure it. So that's part of the SMART framework that I do agree with, measurable, because otherwise you don't know if you've hit your goal, right? So the questions that I like to ask when it comes to goal setting for your business, and this is what I ask my clients as well, is first and foremost, let's start with how much you need to take home. So what are your bills? How much do you actually need to take home? This should be a pretty easy exercise for us bookkeepers and accountants. Sometimes our clients might need a little help figuring this out, and that's when personal finance comes in. So there is always kind of a personal finance component of helping small business clients. So I ask, how much do you need to take home? And then my second question is, how much do you want to take home? Because there's always going to be a difference. For the most part, I believe people truly want to be bringing home more than what they're currently making. I think that's in general. And then the third question is, how much do you want to be working? So how much time do you want to be spending in your business? And that is a really important goal to think about, because if you don't want to be spending all the time in your business and you have other things you want to be doing, but you have a certain income goal, well, there's no way around it. You're going to have to build a team. And that's what we talked about last week. We talked a little bit about leadership. And so in the upcoming episodes, I do want to talk about your first hire in your firm if you're at the very beginning, and some things that I've learned along the way. And then I'm also going to talk with you about scaling back in order to scale up. So a couple episodes back, her name is Megan, we talked about simplifying your business. And so I'm going to do another episode all about how to simplify your business so that you can scale it. And that plays into being able to lead a team, or build a team rather. So I'm hoping that all of these resources the past few weeks have been helping you. I hope that you can really sit down and ask yourself these 3 questions: how much you need to take home from your business, how much you want to take home from your business, and how much time you want to be working. Because without those 3 things, you're not going to really have a compass to guide you in your pricing, in your hiring, and all that stuff. So that's always where I start. I go deeper into this inside of the Bookkeeping Business Accelerator, which, by the way, is always open on self-paced. So you can always access that when you're ready. And we run VIP cohorts every so often, so a couple times a year. And that's where you can get extra support going through the content with weekly calls, weekly co-working sessions with your peers and other people that are in the program. So I invite you to check that out. It's linked in the show notes, but you can also go to ambitiousbookkeeper.com/BBA to get more information about that. The price will be going up at the end of December. So January 1st, it will be a new price. So if you're thinking of joining, now is a great time. It would be a great present to ask your partner or your spouse or your parents to help you start and grow your business that you want to launch in 2022 or that you want to grow in 2022. So I hope I get to help you set more goals inside of BBA, and I will talk to you next week.
Embrace ambition.